Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked, boxes of...
What the feds just uncovered in Floyd Mayweather's house is terrifying. They're going after Floyd Mayweather's bag. Remember the brother that walked around with $100 million check in his bag, said he ain't even got to cash it? Well, they on his line.
I think he got to right now because the money gone. So the money's really gone.
A stunning development has reportedly emerged, with federal investigators said to have exposed an alleged $420 million fraud scheme connected to Floyd "Money" Mayweather. Authorities are believed to have carried out a search at his Las Vegas residence, where they allegedly uncovered records pointing to large-scale financial misconduct, questionable investment activity, and overseas accounts that triggered serious concern. The discovery has reportedly shaken the business reputation surrounding the retired boxing champion's high-profile empire. What pushed the story into widespread attention, however, was ESPN analyst Stephen A. Smith responding with an intense and unfiltered commentary that strongly resonated with viewers and amplified the public reaction.
Couple toys. They call this the $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we are on ESPN. These are sports cars. It's a sports network. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these toys?
I haven't seen these?
No.
What? Floyd, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah, in New York, I got my drivers.
Authorities reportedly carried out a dramatic search at Floyd Mayweather's luxury Las Vegas estate, with early reports indicating the action was tied to a larger federal probe. According to sources, the investigation centers on an intricate financial operation said to involve shell corporations, cryptocurrency transactions used to conceal funds, and deceptive investment programs allegedly connected to individuals within Mayweather's close network.
Hey, what's up everybody? So check it out, this morning I was walking through Beverly Hills and I passed by Floyd Mayweather's $30 million mansion. It's over 15,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, resort-style backyard.
Sources claim that federal investigators confiscated numerous electronic devices, detailed financial paperwork, offshore account files, and encrypted accounting records during the operation. The funds reportedly under examination are believed to total around $420 million, allegedly connected to suspected fraudulent financial activity.
My lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
For years, Mayweather has publicly showcased his extravagant money team image, from private aircraft and high-end Bugattis to luxury jewelry and stacks of cash. However, investigators now reportedly suspect that part of that fortune may have been generated or maintained through unlawful activity. According to certain documents referenced in reports, there are indications that he may have either been directly involved in questionable investment ventures or served as a promotional figure for schemes that allegedly deceived thousands of investors, especially in international markets.
How much is that?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. 18 life.
That happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
1 point. That is sick, dude.
But wow. you gotta show him what he say.
Money green.
No,
hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. 101 piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
I think it's a one of one. I love that.
Stephen A. Smith has personally observed the high-profile lifestyle associated with Floyd Mayweather Jr., from his expansive residence to his collection of exotic cars and use of private aircraft. Over the years, Smith has become familiar with the scale of Mayweather's financial accomplishments. Having witnessed the visible rewards of his dedication and career discipline, Smith's exposure to that level of wealth provides him with informed insight into the business structure Mayweather has developed, giving him a distinctive viewpoint on the boxer's approach to entrepreneurship and financial strategy.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm gonna embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
What makes Stephen A. Smith's emotional reaction even more significant is that he has previously spent time at Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s private residence. In earlier interviews and podcast appearances, Smith spoke about the property as a powerful symbol of achievement, describing it as proof of what can be accomplished through skill, relentless work ethic, and strategic self-promotion.
Talk to me about why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, just being a brat?
Just being a brat.
The 7 cars that you showed me are in excess of $15 to $20 million.
Let me see what's the number. We go 300.
And you don't drive them.
It's close to 15 million. You're right. It's close to 15 million.
After stepping away from professional competition, Floyd Mayweather Jr. entered a new chapter built around exhibition bouts. Rather than pursuing legacy-defining contests, his return to the ring appeared largely financially motivated. A clear example was his matchup with Logan Paul. Stephen A. Smith publicly questioned the decision, arguing that the event offered little in terms of true competitive merit. As a social media personality transitioning into boxing, Paul was not viewed as a serious athletic test for a former pound-for-pound great. For a fighter who once dominated the sport, accepting that kind of bout gave the impression of prioritizing revenue over legacy.
If not the greatest boxer in history, he's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
During an appearance on the Pivot podcast, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was asked about Logan Paul's claims that he hadn't received his full payment. Mayweather appeared to sidestep the question, emphasizing his appreciation for YouTube while suggesting that the payment was simply delayed, explaining that financial transactions can take time to process. His remarks came across as evasive, framing the situation as a minor timing issue rather than acknowledging any potential failure to fulfill a contractual obligation.
Logan Paul, he said you owe him some bread. How you feel about someone making those type of accusations?
That comes with the territory. Right. And you got to realize, when you used to getting, to them, that's real money. And I like YouTube because I don't mind getting a YouTube check.
Shit, we getting a YouTube check.
Right.
This is going to be a big YouTube check.
Yeah, so, the money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while, And he shouldn't trip. If he feel like he done great numbers and we done record-breaking numbers, then I understand. Nothing comes right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 to 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when the tables turn. Right. Look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't never trip. So now when the tables turn, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
Recent investigations have raised questions about Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s claims of owning a $42 million portfolio consisting of 62 rental apartment buildings in Manhattan's Upper East Side. While Mayweather has publicly stated and shared on social media that he holds full ownership of these properties, records tell a different story. In an Instagram video, he proudly displayed several of the buildings, declaring, "All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners." Yet, according to property documents reviewed by Business Insider, the legal ownership of these buildings has not changed, casting doubt on his statements.
What? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. recently responded to speculation claiming that his $42 million real estate venture had caused financial strain. He insisted that he purchased all 62 Manhattan properties on his own, declaring, "I used my own money and no one else is in on this."
Yes, Floyd Mayweather has reportedly acquired 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan, spending approximately $402 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm a transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion rather than full ownership of all 62 buildings outright. In summary, Floyd Mayweather has publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported, the exact details and confirmation of ownership are still subject to verification. So even ChatGPT is saying like that's not official. Whether Mayweather is saying it or not, ChatGPT is saying it's not official. That deal has not gone through.
However, according to property records examined by Business Insider, the legal ownership of these buildings has not changed, implying that Floyd Mayweather Jr. may have secured only a partial stake, possibly with options to expand his share later. This inconsistency has sparked doubts about the accuracy of his statements and whether he may have been misinformed or deliberately withheld details about the transaction. Renowned as one of the highest-paid boxers in history, Mayweather built immense wealth through an undefeated career and strategic self-branding. Since retiring in 2017, he has maintained an extravagant lifestyle, investing in luxury real estate and high-end assets. Yet, reports suggest that he encountered major financial pressures, including a $22.2 million tax debt owed to the IRS from 2015. These monetary challenges reportedly influenced his decision to return to the ring for prominent exhibition bouts.
Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Stephen A. Smith has repeatedly expressed concern over Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s post-retirement exhibition fights. While he admitted that the bout with Conor McGregor was defensible, given McGregor's combat sports background, Smith criticized later exhibitions against less experienced opponents. He argued that such fights, seemingly motivated by guaranteed paydays, risk undermining the legacy Mayweather spent years building.
Third, having any real kind of boxing background. I did not see the fight, although I heard he lost every round and Floyd Money Mayweather was whipping him pretty good. I was not there. I did not see it. I do not know. Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
In an open interview, Stephen A. Smith confronted Floyd Mayweather Jr., asking whether he placed greater importance on his legacy or on financial gain. Mayweather's replies, which frequently emphasized his entrepreneurial skills and ability to generate income, led Smith and others to interpret a shift in priorities, from safeguarding his boxing legacy to focusing on wealth accumulation.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
Well, we ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them, but for my loved ones.
But Fear, it's important to point this out about you. You're not just that way when it comes to your family and your children. You're that way with professional athletes. I know NBA players that have relationships with you. Professional football players that have relationships with you, etc. And the same thing that you just said that you preach to your children and your family, you've been preaching to them. That seems to be a personal mission of yours. Why?
It's about giving back. You know, I don't have to go on record and talk about the things that I do. I don't have to go on record.
Turning up the heat on the controversy, former UFC fighter and analyst Chael Sonnen shared a startling observation. He claimed that the Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Conor McGregor.
No, Floyd's not going to do MMA, but he is going to box again. He's enjoying this attention. It's been very smart what he did. I think it surprised him. I think he was just going out to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he realized he could get 4 and 5 weeks of headlines out of this, but he does need to box again, for sure. I mean, you call it breaking news, but I will tell you unequivocally right now, Floyd Mayweather does and is planning to box one more time.
And the motivation behind getting into a ring again to box when he said he's retired, why? Why do it?
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion. Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, so Mike Tyson, he did real well too. Evander Holyfield, again, it's not what you made. And don't forget, boxing and MMA math, whatever that number is, you get 30% of. So 30% of $1 billion, he still did really well, but not when you're spending money like that. I mean, that's just the way it works. We've seen a progression of these guys, one after the next, that all end up the same way. And that's broke, and they're just not smart with their money. And, that's all it comes down to. I'm not even trying to bag on Floyd. Look, he's just not a very bright guy. He's surrounded with even less bright guys. This is the way it works. When you're a boxer and you go spend that kind of money, if you ever buy things that cost money to own, you're going to be broke.
In a candid interview with Stephen A. Smith, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was asked whether his priority lay with preserving his legacy or chasing financial gain. Known for his money persona, Mayweather confirmed that he had earned over $800 million throughout his career, but emphasized that his main focus had consistently been on building and protecting his wealth.
Already in the sport of boxing, I've already made somewhere upwards of 800 million.
You made money. You're gonna make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is, I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
Well, we ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses.
What's your take on Floyd Mayweather Jr. U.S. exhibition fights? Do they add to or take away from his legacy? For a retired champion, is chasing big paydays instead of serious competition acceptable? Drop your thoughts in the comments and join the conversation.